It's time for Kit Kat 1, 2, 3. Kit Kat 1, 2, 3. Kit Kat 1, 2, 3. Yay! Hello everybody and welcome back to Shampoo. This week I'll be reviewing Dopesick, The Joy Luck Club, Ghost World, Narrow Stairs by Death Cab for Cutie, Doki Literature Club, A Rainbow Hideout, and more. So let's start off with the TV review. It's time for Dopesick. This is going to be kind of a quickie review because I'm still focused on getting the house up and running after the power outage last week. Dopesick is a Hulu original created by Danny Strong based on the book of the same name by Beth Macy about the opioid crisis of the early 2000s and how Purdue Pharma fucked a bunch of sick people over and got them hooked on OxyContin. It's a mini-series with only 8 episodes that aired from October 13th to November 17th, 2021, and features actors such as Rosario Dawson, Michael Keaton, and Caitlin Dever. I did not like the focus on the drug-pushing pharma reps. They're big fat assholes, and I didn't like being reminded how big fat assholes get richer off the suffering of regular people when I want to be entertained. I did like the stuff about the country doctor, played by Michael Keaton, the most. He was the most sympathetic character in my mind, with him accidentally getting one of his patients, Betsy, hooked on OxyContin, eventually getting hooked himself. His storyline was very interesting to see play out, and he acted like a father figure to Betsy and a couple other main characters in the cast. Betsy's plot was overall kind of interesting, but I wanted to punch her in the face most of the time when she was on screen. She was played by Caitlin Dever, who will forever be Gwen from American Girl. Krista stands strong in my mind. I've come to see that she is generally a pretty nice actor. She's probably the best out of the main cast, but even though Betsy is decently sympathetic, she still acts like a big fat asshole and she bugged the shit out of me. It was decently sad when she died, but not really unexpected. The show was shot pretty nice. The writing was pretty smooth and not really clunky like some other docu-series of the early 2020s. And overall, you could tell a lot of thought had been put into it. I like the experimenting with all the different years and decades jumbled into one episode. The police investigation plot was pretty nice as well, and featured Raul Esparza, who I love from SVU, and was overall pretty fine. I wasn't incredibly entertained, but it was a story that needed to be told, and I'm glad that I watched it. That'd be about it. I don't have a ton to say about this one, but I did watch it, and I wanted to document it. Let's move on to the book review now.
Less than 1% of people get addicted to OxyContin.
That's not possible.
We've created the greatest painkiller in the history of human civilization.
People's lives are at stake.
We have to go after the makers of OxyContin.
If you guys want to go after $1 billion company, you're going to need more evidence than can fit in this entire building.
I want top executives to feel some pain.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the book review. Today I'll be reviewing one of my favorite books ever, which is The Joy Luck Club by Amy Tan. This is my favorite book of all time. I love mother-daughter stories, especially because my mom is a single mom and we've basically been our only family for a long time. I love the multiple perspectives given in the book, with 3 mothers and 4 daughters giving their perspectives on the world and parent-child relationships, with all 3 mothers being Chinese immigrants who left China during World War II, and their daughters dealing with being Chinese-American and trying to find balance between both cultures. The book is broken into many vignettes of stories, all being narrated by one of these 7 focus characters: Jingmei Wu, Rose Hugh Jordan, Waverly Zhang, Lena St. Clair, An-Mei Hugh, Lindo Zhang, and Ying St. Clair. My favorite parts of the book would come from Jingmei, whose mother's death kickstarts the book. Her plot about finally going to China to find the half-sisters her mother had to leave behind during the war was very touching and the most unforgettable part of the book. The parts about her childhood and her mother trying to push her into becoming a child prodigy with piano, and their complicated relationship reminded me of my own relationship with my mother, besides the child prodigy stuff and China stuff. The other best story of the book would come from another daughter, Rose, whose youngest brother drowned when she was a child, and her dealing with the aftermath of that, and her failing marriage. Waverly's story about her being a former child prodigy chess master and dealing with her mother's very rigid feelings towards her divorce. Very interesting as well, along with the older women's chapters on on how their mother was the lowest ranked concubine of a rich man in China with An Mei, and Lindo's story of how she was able to escape an abusive arranged marriage and came to the States. The parts about Chinese life back in the early 1900s and the struggles of Chinese American life in the 80s are also really interesting to me, as someone who's definitely not Asian. All the women who could have written about their lives in China in the time period of the mothers in the book are all gone now. I think it's important to listen and learn about all history, good and bad, so remember it. I love pretty much everything about this book. The writing is a bit matter-of-fact and can really tug at the heartstrings when it wants to. This is one of the only books I've ever read to make me cry. The other is a non-fiction book about the station nightclub fire. Overall, it's a triumph. I recommend this book to anyone with a mother or anyone with a daughter and everyone in between. I love it. And now let's move along to the next segment. Hey guys, today I'm reviewing the March 2013 issue of American Girl magazine. Now this one was focused on pets, which is why it was always one of my favorites as a kid. I've had this magazine since I was 8 years old. I got it when it originally released, so that's pretty neat. This isn't my copy, this is the one on the Internet Archive, but I wanted to review it because it's a pretty chaotic week at my house. I just want to kind of take it easy for this, so this is a pretty fun issue. It has some good recipes in it with the ants on a log and the like cookies and all that. That's pretty fun. There's a lot of animal stuff in it. There's like pets and exotic pets and like stories of like raising wild horses. That's probably my favorite part of it. And the preview of Sage's book at the end was really nice to me as a kid because she was the girl of the year at the time. Of course not now because it's not 2013, but it's still fun to read, when I was little. But yeah, it was a pretty good magazine overall. I enjoyed all the animal pictures, and I enjoy the nostalgia that it brings me, and I don't have to think about the basement when I read it, so that's pretty nice. I'd give this magazine an A+. Yes. Hello and welcome to GameStop. That's what I'm calling my gaming reviews from now on. Today I've decided to review Doki Literature Club, which is something I've definitely heard of before, but didn't ever play before because I didn't know it was free. So I decided to play it because I was always interested in it. I like the psychological horror shit, and I thought, why not, It's been out for a while. I'm behind the times. Let's do it. So yeah, I liked it. It was a pretty nice game. I did like that it was, it was just interesting, I guess. I liked how the game mechanics and stuff played out. I liked that you had to delete Monica's character file to get her to shut up, so that was nice. I liked the I liked all of the more horror elements. The slice of life stuff was pretty boring, and that was like an hour and a half for me at least. So it's just them like talking to each other, and it's like, okay, but I'm waiting for someone to kill themselves, So I'm like, when's it gonna happen? So I'm kind of mean when it comes to media, because they're not real people, so who cares? But saying that makes me feel like an asshole, and I don't really care. So, but yeah, I thought it was pretty fun. My favorite character was Yuri. I related to her a lot, and I had to stare at her corpse for quite a while, so I felt kind of bad, but I did like her. I don't know. I thought it was pretty fun to play, I got what I was looking for, basically. Most of the time, when I want to play something, or watch something, or read something, and like build it up in my mind, and I watch it, do it, whatever, and I hate it. So I was very happy that this was actually pretty good, so. But yeah, do I have any complaints? I guess the first part was too slow. I didn't like how much build-up there was with the girls. Honestly, if the first part of the game was its own thing, and they actually did get to do the festival, it would have been pretty nice. But that's obviously not what happened, so whatever. I don't usually play, like, visual novel type games, whatever. I'm a Flash game lover at heart, and The Sims, and that's it. I love The Sims. You just saw that last week. But yeah, I'm just more of a flash game type person. But so it was nice to do something that was new to me, because I'd never done like a visual novel type thing before. So it's pretty interesting. There were a couple mentions of boobies, which I didn't like, but it's whatever. It wasn't very creepy, which I, appreciate. I felt bad for Sayori and how she killed herself. If this is a spoiler, get over it. It came out in 2017. Accidentally named my main character Bassmaster, because I was not assuming that I would have a name in the game, so that kind of took me out of it, because every time they would refer to my character, they'd say, Bassmaster, how's it going? It's like, I thought that you'd give me an actual name. And then when Monica is trying to psychologically manipulate you, she says the file name of your computer. But mine is not my name, it is Mountain Dew, so it does not work at all. But, because that was what my mom decided to call my email, so epic. So, I have many different emails because my regular one is non-professional, so that's great. But that's just a personal thing. That's not on the game. I quite liked it. I liked the whole vibe of it. I liked that it was dark. I liked all the glitchy out type moments. I thought it was fun. If I were to give this an IGN type rating, I'd give it a 9.0. I don't read IGN. I just know that they're picky, I guess. So 9.2 I'd give to Doki Doki Literature Club. I liked it.
Can you hear me? Hi, it's me. So I've been practicing piano and stuff, and not really any good at it, at all. But I wrote you a song, and I was kind of hoping I could show it to you because I worked really, really hard on it. So yeah. Every day, I imagine a future where I can be with you.
Hello! I've decided it's nostalgia time now. And because it's nostalgia time, I'm going to be going through a bunch of my old yearbooks. I'm going to go through all my old elementary school yearbooks because school's about to start up. And I want to remember the old days because I am old. So let's get to it. I'm going to start with the preschool one first. This is the oldest one that I have. This is from 2009 to 20. This is from 2009. Let's put that on there, sorry. And this is an old cookbook that we did for Thanksgiving, which is a bunch of 4-year-olds' idea of what goes into making Thanksgiving dishes. So I'll get to mine. But here's everybody else's. You can see Jonathan right there did the best one, in my opinion. Just go to the store and buy cake, don't cook. So. Oh, there's Mr. Cutie! Mr. Cutie's here as well. Here's my recipe for turkey. You see we got eggs, turkey, ham, ketchup, potato, and mashed potato. So 2 different potatoes. And that is how I thought that you made turkey when I was 4 years old. So bread, corn, mostly all I know. Apples and sauce for applesauce. Genius. Somebody for stuffing had to have help from 2 other people to get turkey and regular stuffing. Genius. Turkey, and salt. Fuck you. And a sweet potato, the obvious ingredients, Skittles, mac and cheese, and SpongeBob. So, epic. So that's the preschool one. I'm trying to edit this one like an old school, beauty vlogger segment, so that's where there are a bunch of cuts everywhere, because I think that it's funny. The 2010 one, this is the first one of me in elementary school. I'm just going to show you the ones of me, I think. There are a bunch of other people in here. So, I'm just going to do me. Here's the staff then. The other kindergarten class, sorry. And then here is the one with me. I am this one. This is when I was 5 years old back in the day. So, fun fact there. I had the one from when I was in first grade. This has always been my favorite cover of all my yearbooks. I really like the School of Life design thing, like the board game. I always thought that was fun. Wait, I'll show you the It's Me section in the back of this. This is when I was 6 years old. That's what I thought I looked like back then. So, Laura, age 6, grade kindergarten, teacher, whatever. Favorite subject, reading. Best friends are Amy and Martha. Best moment of the year was making a clover because my birthday is, you know, St. Patrick's Day. And then all this that describes me. So very cute. This is me when I was 6 years old. Back to this one. The charm bracelet, brass knuckles, makes it hard to get the pages open, but, you know, I'll survive. This isn't me, sorry. On mine. I am that one. That's me. I was in first grade. That was my best friend. That's Martha. And, yeah, so that was me when I was in first grade. I think this was a better picture and better than the kindergarten one. But, yeah. And there's one other person I want to show you. Because she was one of my best friends when I was in first grade. This is her. She was in 5th grade. Her name was Hannah. We used to hang out all the time on the bus. And I haven't seen her since this yearbook came out. So I haven't seen her in 14 years. So if you're out there, Hannah, if you ever want to ride buses together, I'm here, baby. And here's my 2nd grade one. They got vaguely fancier, I guess, because my name is actually on this. And you know what my name is. I don't give a fuck. But here's the school. I went to South Haven. You know where I live. I don't care. You don't know my address. You know where I live. Not like I'm hiding it. Here are all the little pictures. There is one of me later on in here in one of the, like the random picture sections. Not sure in which yearbook it is, but it is one of them, so I'll show that. Is this one mine? No, sorry. Here's mine. I was in Miss Tavernier's class. This one's me. I was really proud of that outfit. I got my ears pierced just for that. You can't even see it on the phone screen. But yeah, I was really proud of the outfit. I actually still have one of the lollipop earrings I have. This isn't the one, but I still have one of them. The other one fell down a vent the same year I got them, so I only have the one left. Oopsies. Anything other? Oh, here's my about me for this one. So, 8, 2nd grade, friends. Favorite things to do are play, art, craft, read, So, epic. And at one point, I considered myself outgoing. So, that's kind of funny, isn't it? This is my 3rd grade one, so this is from 2013 to 14. So, getting there. This is the opening page. I think it was the 5th grade one I was in, sorry. And here's my class. You can see me. Where am I? Oh, crap. Oh, yes, here I am. Sorry, I thought I was in 3rd grade in this one. This one's me. So that's me in there. And I think... No, I think I'm in the pictures for 4th grade. I'm not in these pictures, sorry. But this is my 3rd grade picture. I think this one is the best one out of all of my school pictures. I was really proud of the American Girl necklace, too. There's a teddy bear one. It's either one. But I was really proud of that. And, yeah, pretty cute. And with the 3rd grade one, I have this little supplemental thing that just says what happened in 2013 and 14. So, here's some shit that went down then. Ooh, that's One Direction. One of them's dead now. Sad. And there we go. This is my 4th grade yearbook. I always liked this one, too. And this was a pretty good picture as well, but not really the point. Am I in the pictures for this one? No, I'm not. Here's my 4th grade group shot. That's me. That's my best friend. That's Martha. That's her purple jacket she used to wear every day. Oh, it's been a while, hasn't it? But yeah. This is me in 4th grade. This is like my best school year ever. I miss it. Here's the back of the thing. I don't have one of the About Me's for this. I do have one for 5th grade though, so I'll get that out. Here's my final yearbook for when I was in elementary school. This is 2015 to 2016. So last time I was in elementary school was 10 goddamn years ago. And it does not feel like it, but it is. So 2015 to 16. And then, was I in the pictures for this? Who cares? One little funny thing I want to share. So I wrote phobic under this girl's picture because it turns out she was like a little homophobe at elementary school, and I didn't like that as a 10-year-old. So I got mad and I labeled her a bigot for the rest of her life. So that's pretty funny, isn't it? That's something I like to do. I was like obsessed with names when I was a kid, so I just write down people that didn't have pictures, names in it. So that's why you see the writing of random people in it. Anyway, this is my picture. They really cropped it from the original. It's on the front. So it does not look great in the yearbook. And finally, here's me in one of the pictures. And this was Ava. She was one of our friends at the time. And she's in the Marines now, fun fact. But yeah, this is me again in the yearbook. That's cute. And that's my last group picture in the yearbook. I'm going to look through these and see if I'm in any of the other pictures. I'm in the newspaper club picture, I knew that. So I'll show those off too. So here's newspaper club. I am... Where the hell am I? I don't think I was in newspaper club that year. Shit, but I was in the choir. I was in the choir. You can see me right here. Right here? No, this one. On this one. So that's choir. I'll get the rest of the pictures up. Here's me in newspaper club. I'm the one in the black shirt back here. I'm the short one. Yes, and then I'm also in the choir picture. Somewhere I'm also in a black shirt because choir wanted you to be all in black shirts. So I'm somewhere in there. I'm somewhere. The other two club pictures I was in. So I was in newspaper club in 3rd grade as well. I'm the one in the white shirt. I can't really point to it. I'm the one sitting down here. I'm also in the choir picture too. In the same shirt if you can find me, which I can't, so I'm in that one too. Before I leave, there's 2 other things I want to show you. Here's the worst school picture of all time. I will always remember that. And then here's my About Me for when I was in 5th grade. So this is when I was 11, 5th grade. My favorite subject is reading and art. All my friends, whatever. Favorite thing to do, read, draw, and play dodgeball. That's changed. Memorable moments this year, my gym teacher she was really nice to me for like no reason. Because I reminded her of her daughter for some reason. And I was one of her favorites even though I sucked at gym class. So I was very happy with her because I hated gym class. So, and then I read 300 million words in 5th grade as well. So that was one of my personal goals. I was really happy with that. And then I added 2 other traits to myself were hot-headed / peaceful and creepy. So that's how I thought of myself when I was 11. And that ends the yearbook segment. Which one of these was your favorites? I have to say it's still 2011, 2012 to me, but I also like the old 2014 to 15 because I like the kitties on it. So, and I always thought this one looked like me, so I was always happy with it. But yeah, and of course the weird one. So those are my yearbooks for elementary school. Next week I'll be doing middle school and then high school, and those will get more depressing as they go along. So here's when I was happy. Yay. Hey guys, today I'm back with another movie review. This one is of Ghost World. So let's get started with it, won't we? This movie was released in 2001, was directed by Terry Zwigoff, and was based on the comic of the same name by Daniel Clowes. It stars Thora Birch, Scarlett Johansson, and Steve Buscemi. I actually have 2 copies of this movie. One is the normal release, and the other one is the Criterion. So I guess I'll show the Criterion off first, since I have the other one in the DVD player. This was a pretty fun movie. I watched this one to take my mind off the chaos of last week. And I think of it as kind of like a back-to-school movie, even though it starts with them at graduation. But to me, it just feels like things are getting back into the swing of things. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I have seen this one before, but only once. And I like the whole overall vibe of the movie, and the characters themselves are really relatable as well, especially Enid and her dream to run away without telling anyone, which he does accomplish at the end of the movie. I think this movie is very down-to-earth in a good way. Nothing terribly exciting happens. None of the characters are particularly great people. They aren't horrible either, and there aren't any villains or over-the-top elements. The characters all act like real people instead of characters, which really appeals to me. They all could be real people instead of just the woo. The outfits and the color scheme in the movie is also really banging, especially in the cases of the 2 main characters and best friends, Enid and Rebecca, especially Enid, who will hopefully be coming up soon, because the main part of the movie is her watching like this Bollywood movie, the dance number in the back, and she'll show up soon, I promise. There she is in the back. This is a very low-key, chill movie. Some may not like the open abrasiveness of Enid and in the beginning Rebecca, but I'm a lot like her, and I bet a ton of other people are, even if they don't want to admit it to themselves. I'm not exactly sure where Ghost World is set, but to me it's a quintessential Midwest movie, wanting to find more meaning in life besides living in your small town. I really enjoyed it, and I recommend it wholeheartedly. It just, I don't know, it's very quiet, even though there's a lot of music in it. It has a very extensive soundtrack, but mostly everything in this movie, all the dialogue, has a lot of room to breathe, which I think is pretty interesting. You know, there's a lot of, I don't know, it just feels like you're watching basically a documentary, which kind of makes sense because the guy that directed this did only documentary before he directed this. So it's kind of just like watching people just live their lives, which is really interesting to me. I think it's a choice that not many movies make nowadays. Now everything has to like be this big budget Hollywood crap, and you know, I don't like it. I like watching movies of people just going about their business and living their lives, and that is what this movie is. So you like more things that are low-key and are just like, here are these people, here's what they do. I think that this is a good choice for you. I really liked it. I don't know if this is one of my favorites, but I definitely like it, so I'll give it a thumbs up. Hello, this is gonna be my first review in general since the power went out at my house last week, and today for fun I decided it should be on the baby lips that I have. These are all 6 original baby lips. Came out 2012, I think, so I decided to review them for you today. So first off, I'll start off with Cherry Me. This one has always smelled like a cherry cough syrup in my eyes. It's never smelled like real cherry, but overall it's pretty fine. It's harmless. Has a nice rosy red color because it's not exactly red. It's always been pretty nice, and I think it's one of the only ones still available, which is pretty sad. So I'll give this one a B. Next up is Peach Kiss. This was always my favorite as a kid, along with Quench, which I'll get to, because this one always smelled exactly like peaches, and I like the beige tint that gave my lips. So I've always been a fan of Peach Kiss. So I'll give this one an A. I like this one. Here we have Pink Punch, which is another one of my favorites. This one also smells really nice, kind of tropically. That's how I describe it. It really just smells like pink as a color that got made into a flavor, basically. It's kind of hard to describe, but I always like this one. It smells sweet, has a nice pink tint, and yeah, so I'll give this one an A as well. And then we have a Quenched, which has always been one of my favorites. It always smells very beachy and summer-y. This summer has been interesting, to say the least. I'm very happy we got power back on. I hated living in the dark. And this Quenched makes me feel happy when I smell it, so I'll give Quenched an A as well. Here we have Peppermint, which is the most medicinal smelling baby lips of them all. I've never been too much of a fan of Peppermint, it does the job well. It has moisturizer in it. It smells like mint, so, it's always pretty fine. It's never my first pick, but I'm happy to have it. So I'd give Peppermint a B. And by the way, both this one and Quenched aren't tinted as anything. They're just straight lip balm. And then here we have the most obscure one of the original 6 baby lips, which is Grapevine. This one is purple. This one wasn't as sold in as many major retailers as the rest of them. It's kind of rarer nowadays. They don't make it anymore either. This one just smelled like grape cough syrup to complement Cherry Me's cherry. But, it's pretty fine. It's pretty fun to have something rarer. And, it's purple, so that's fun. Gives you a fun purple tint on your lips. So I'll give this one B+. Alrighty, that's all the baby lips I'm going to review today. There are some other brands, like sub-brands of them, like the Dr. Rescues and the Crystals, but that'll be another day. We still have to get all the appliances working in the house because our dishwasher broke, the washer dryer broke, our freezer broke because of all the water in the basement. So I gotta go through all that. I'm going to go through my school stuff because some of it got water damage because it was in the basement. Books got water damage. Most of our stuff was in bins, luckily, but, it's still bad. So that's going to be the rest of the week for me, probably. So, yippee! Hello, everybody. It's time for the doll review yet again. Today I have something that isn't a Monster High doll. It is a Rainbow High doll. And no, I did not get it in the original packaging, but I got the original Poppy Rowan. I think that's her last name. So the orange one. She was the original one in the first 6-girl lineup, and she's the only one that I didn't have yet. So I got her because I want her. So let's open her up. Okay, I freed her from her cardboard prison. This is what she looks like. She's very orange. I see that she's had the gel washed out of her hair. I haven't washed the gel out of any of my doll's hair because I'm terrified of ruining it. I don't mess around with that stuff. I just let it be because I am very unprecise, I guess. Imprecise, whatever. And I don't want to ruin it, so it's whatever. Okay, here's her stand. Most of my Rainbow High dolls do not have their stands because I didn't know that they came with them originally, so I just threw them out. And so, oopsie. But yeah, here's her orange stand. It doesn't have a waist thingy, which I don't like. But here she is. And she has some other stuff here. So I'm guessing this is her other dress. It's not that good. It kind of looks like a towel. I don't like that. Here are her other shoes, which have monarch butterflies on them. Which is the only butterfly type that I know. So, gotta flex my skills when I have them. Here's the waist thing. Okay. I wish it was also orange, but I ain't complaining. Alrighty, here she is. Now it's time to get more into the details, I suppose. Alright, let's take a lookie. I like her jacket. It's very ribbed. Can't say what I'm thinking, I think. I wish her nails were painted. Most of the Rainbow High dolls, their nails are painted. I don't think I really like the pink dress thing. Not really feeling that, but I don't really feel the halter top thing either. I do like her shoes, though. I don't know if this was originally there or not. I bought it secondhand, but I do like her monarch butterfly shoes. Oh, here comes Mr. Kitty again. But yeah, I think I don't really like her as much as the other ones. Yeah, that's what, except Violet. I don't like Violet. But she's still cute to have. Like, I'm not complaining. Alright, but yeah, I'm glad to have her at least now to complete the rainbow. So if I were to give her a rating, I'd give her a thumbs in the middle. Now I'll show her with the rest of the Rainbow High dolls, I think. Alright, here's Poppy with the rest of my original Rainbow High girls. So originally I only had Ruby and Violet. I found the other 3 in a Dollar Tree a couple years back. But I never found Poppy until now. So here she is with the rest of her girls. Yay! Ready for dinner, Kitty? Today, Kitty will be having Mittens Morsels beef entree. Do you think he'll like it? Here's what Kitty's slop looks like after these plastic bowls because our dishwasher is broke. Smells disgusting, but will Kitty like it? Alright, Kitty, it's dinner time. Ugh. Ooh. Do you like it, Kitty? Oh, he doesn't. He didn't like the beef. Ugh, what an asshole. This was supposed to be a pretty nice, easy review of my dinner at Applebee's the day after we got our hot water fixed in the house, but instead of giving me the steak and broccoli that I ordered, they forgot my steak and broccoli and then just brought my appetizer, which was mozzarella sticks. So I'm not gonna give Applebee's a great review here. Also, my steak was cold because I just left it at the restaurant because I just straight up didn't bring it to my house. So no, I'm not gonna give it a good review. This shit sucked. I'm gonna give it a D-, and I'm not ordering from Applebee's for a while after this because they pissed me off. And then for the vintage food I have here, this is from March last year when all the American Legions around me were having fish fries. So the one nearest to my house was doing one with frog legs. I was going to say fish legs, sorry, frog legs. So this is the time that I ate frog legs. And they were pretty good. They tasted mostly like chicken. You had to kind of convince yourself that you weren't eating frog, but they were still pretty good. And the hush puppies there are amazing. They are so good. So if you're ever at the South Haven American Legion during March, a little bit of February, and a little bit of April, get anything there. They have fish, they have shrimp, they have frog legs. You want to try the hush puppies. They are amazing. This one got an A+. I loved it.
here again. They're going back! It's back to school time at Staples. Over 7,000 supplies at guaranteed low prices.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Staples. That was easy.
Welcome to the last part of the video. Today, for the album review, I'm going to be doing Narrow Stairs by Death Cab for Cutie. Now, I'm not really a Death Cab for Cutie fan. I do like a few of their songs, and I listened to another album of theirs, which is Translynicism. But I've always wanted to be more of a fan, so I decided to listen to their most aesthetically pleasing album, at least to me. The best songs on this one, in my opinion, are I Will Possess Your Heart, Long Division, and No Sunlight. And the best thing about this album to me is that it was very loud, which I like because I like to drown out the world when I'm trying to listen to my music. Some people like music to be more collaborative. I like mine to be solitary. Most of the songs sound kind of the same, but none of them are very slow and funeral, dirgy, which I hate and was kind of expecting. So it was a pleasant surprise to hear something more, I don't know, faster, I guess, than I expected. Overall, it was a pretty nice album. It usually takes me a couple listens to get all the lyrics down in my mind for an album, and since I've only listened to this one once so far, I haven't yet. But overall, the songs were nice, and it felt like a dark and stormy night in music form. I'm afraid to say that because last time I filmed an album review was the day right before the derecho hit and knocked out my power. So I guess my least favorite of them would be Kath. That's just because it didn't really stand out to me. It's still a nice song. All the songs on here are pretty nice, which I enjoyed. They just kind of, flowed together, which I like songs that kind of stand out more. But, there's nothing wrong with that. So, it was pretty nice. And I felt like one of the latest entries into the Gen X soft club aesthetic, which is my favorite aesthetic of all time. It was came out in 2008, I'm pretty sure. But nice work. Hopefully this means I'll be getting more into them soon, because I've always wanted to be a fan of them, and I haven't got the chance to really listen to them yet. So, Death Cab for Cuties, Narrow Stairs, thumbs up.